Hey everybody, welcome back to the Strategy Game Podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Shippey, and today we are previewing part of our end of the year goal setting workshop. So as you set the stage for 2021, we're sharing a 10-minute clip of some of the very best stuff that we went over with businesses, entrepreneurs, and founders and nonprofits. So dig in and we hope you enjoy.
Around your vision right now. So it's important to stay in tune also with the landscape and what's happening. So how have you seen shifts in who you serve? How have you seen shifts in their needs or wants? Because we know that the last year particularly has been a lot. It's been a lot for people. And how have people changed during this season? So I want you to jot down some thoughts around this. Number one, how is the landscape changing for you? This year has brought so many shifts. And, I was writing in my notes that people are really looking for something to hold on to. And here's a special note about this. Catch the nuances because they matter. I've seen a greater intentionality in the way people buy or spend their time. If you look at yourself, think about how you have changed over this last year. Think about maybe the things that you've gotten more intentional about, things that you want to do more of, or things that you've gotten more concrete about. Maybe you, even purchasing decisions, maybe you feel more established in purchasing decisions because you've had so much time kind of to think about why you do what you do. And so I believe people are more intentional in the way that they spend time or buy, and they know what they want when they see it because they've had time to reflect. They've had time to be challenged on these things. And so I actually think people are more definitive in a way than they have been before. And so it's interesting to think about how this might impact what you do or how you serve people. So jot down some notes on how the landscape is changing around you. And then the second question is, what do people need right now that you deliver? And that's always really important to think about, right? Because there are people waiting to be invited into the process. And sometimes they're just waiting for a message that really speaks to them. And I want to point out an example here, and I don't think he's on the call, but one of the members of our one of our masterminds, he has a business that serves practitioners with medical billing. And some of you know who I'm talking about, but this really struck me. And I think this was in one of our mastermind sessions. He was talking about, the services that he provided. And I said, dig a little bit deeper. What is it that you really provide for people? What's the bottom line? Because it's not just these bullet points, there's more. And he said, you know what? I think I really provide peace of mind. And I said, there it is. That's it. Peace of mind, hope, stability, an outlet. Think about those things. What is the bottom line of really what you provide for people? By what you do. So how can messaging really speak to that place too, to that level and what people need right now? So that's what I was thinking about as I was going through really thinking about mission, how it is that and who you serve, right? And so now we're going to go into a place where we're going to translate some of this vision and mission work. And this is a higher level. So keep in mind, we're doing like a drive-by level here, right? There's a lot more on the surface. But for today, this is really just to get this process started for you as you move into this new year. And we can go into more detail like after the call if you have questions, if there are things that you're still thinking about wanting to flesh out. Utilize some people in this group as well in our masterminds for those of you that are in the masterminds. So we're going to go into the translate piece. And I love this page because this is why I do what I do. So it's taking the vision and the mission, and then so strategy is translation. Strategy is the in between the vision and mission and the marketing engine, right? So it's the piece that really solidifies who you're speaking to, the journey that they go on with you, and how you position your offerings. So let's start with, and this is actually a sneak peek of our marketing engine, something that we're that's in the works with some on the call here that we're going to be putting together for clients in 2021 to actually just handle this whole piece. But I'm going to walk you through at high level. So list out some ideas around your personas. If you don't know what personas are, I'm going to high level it. It's just who you serve. So just if you can think through actual clients, I want you to write down names today. I'm going to get a little specific here because some of you have done this with me before, but I want to switch it up a little bit. I want you to write down names of clients that come to mind, ideal clients. Who are they? Who are the ideal people that you serve, that you want to serve more of in this coming year? And then you're going to be able to unpack what differences they have and why they engage with you or interact with you. So I want you to start in that place, really high level, thinking through who they are and walking a day in the life of their shoes. And typically there's 2 to 3 buckets of personas that work best. And then you're able to prioritize them and then develop the journey of how you're going to interact with each one of them. So I would encourage you to think through those personas and then think about the journey that they go on with you. So the journey is a fun process because you can really think through how you meet your ideal clients, right? Where they are through your channels and your messaging, and what do they most want to hear from you right now. So keep in mind that landscape shift that we talked about, right? Look for any gaps in operations or communications throughout the journey of interacting with them and list them out. So the purpose of doing this part today is just to simply think through the journey that they go on with you from the very beginning, when they first meet you or hear about you, to the very end of the journey, where they become an advocate of yours, where they want to spread the word, where they want to continue to share. And as you think through that journey, think through the moments where, oh man, the ball was dropped, or that system didn't quite serve them as much as I thought it would. What can you switch up? What can you change to bridge those gaps? So remember when I talked about that Michael Gerber quote in the beginning, it was referring to these places where there may be gaps. And really the key to continuing to master strategy is around closing gaps anywhere that they exist. It's around closing gaps around your time management versus like your vision and mission, right? It's around closing gaps around your customer journey or who you serve, the journey with them. That's really what it's about. And if you can continuously set up a time where you're thinking through that, then you will make an impact. Like you will get to that next level, because that's really part of the key. So I'm not giving you like an X, Y, and Z formula, but I'm giving you really the underlying habits that formulate success in movements and businesses and nonprofits. That makes sense. And number 3 is the offering. So think about some areas that you can start communicating what you offer in your marketing. Like think back to the peace of mind. What can you do to start to communicate the heart of what you offer, to engage on a deeper level with the people that you serve? And sometimes there needs to be just a shift in the way you offer a product or service to connect with your audience and with different personas. So for me, it might be offering a workshop versus a mastermind versus one-on-one consulting. So think of all the different avenues, right? And think of all the ways that I can offer things. So think about what you're doing and how you offer them and your different offerings. So we call this templating, and there can be like a small, medium, and large offering, right? There can be different ways that you choose to feature your products and services. And there are many options. And I would encourage you to brainstorm with each other or with a mentor to be able to unpack all the different ways that you can offer things. Because maybe this year, there's an opportunity for you to be able to scale through templating. Maybe there's an opportunity for you to be able to scale your time and maximize your time, where you're able to serve more people while working less or while reducing your expenses. So I would encourage you to just think about how you're going to shift your offerings. So the 2 things to think about are scaling, right, in growth, while remaining connected to who you serve and that deeper level that we talked about in your vision and your mission. So we're merging all of these things together. Okay, that was a lot. I'm going to pause here.
So thanks for listening in. Now that you've heard a little clip of our end of year kickoff to 2021 on getting really your strategy right for the new year so that you can be ready to grow and to scale, we would love to come alongside of you and do that. And there are a few opportunities to do so that we'd like to invite you in. If you'd like to watch the full replay, which is 40 minutes long and covers a lot more and comes with the PDF guide, we're going to attach the link in the show notes where you can drop your email in and it will email you the replay and a copy of the PDF guide so that you can go through this as you prepare your strategy for 2021. We are also launching several masterminds. So if you are a practitioner, if you are a nonprofit, or if you are a founder or entrepreneur in business, we have masterminds launching for you in January. So if you are interested in getting the details, email me directly at lauren@storywork.co, and I will also attach the links to the landing page so you can check those out.